Yo. How do I do this? What's up? What's up, guys? Let me know if the music's too loud or if I'm not loud enough or whatever. Cause I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet in 2024. Weird. What's up, everybody? Thanks for spontaneously joining this spontaneous live stream. Dustin did his end of year list and I wasn't invited, so I got salty and wanted to do mine. Kenny won't do it. So you're here for the last one. So you're lucky. Okay, I said earlier in chat that music almost non-existent. Hold on, my producer's letting me know. Is that true? There's no way that's true. That David Lynch has never missed. He missed with Dune. Even he says that it doesn't count as one of his films, which I think is hilarious. Kippo says, now we get to see the correct list, which is a good point. Yes, my list will be correct for me, at least. And Dustin had a good point that I should review his list before I start or maybe after. Which would you guys prefer? Me to look at his completed end of year list now before I get started or after I've already done my list? Let me know, because I'm gonna look at it either way. And he showed it to us, but like I haven't really looked at it like critically, so it'll be kind of a first reaction. After, that's enough for me. We'll do it afterwards. We'll review it and kind of compare where we each landed. What's up, Super? Welcome to the chat. I'm doing great. Let's hear Dustin's first. We'll do it after. I think people want after, and that makes sense too, because I don't want his list to skew my list. I don't want it to influence me in any way. Okay. By the way, if you guys want to create your own list, I'll share it now and I'll share it later at the end of the stream. There's the link. I'm not sure who made it. Dustin, maybe. Garlisle, maybe. Someone made an end of the year list. That's every game we played in 2023. And you can make your own tier lists and you can share it in Discord. Dustin, do we have a channel in Discord for this yet? I'm assuming we do. I think we did last year. I don't know where it would be. Sometimes threads in, not channel, I meant thread. Sometimes threads in Discord get lost, which pisses me off. There you go. There's a channel. What channel? Wait, what channel is that? Threads be hard to find. It's making me like do weird sign-in stuff. Where is that? Past games. Wait. 2023 NGP rankings? Yeah. Found it. It wasn't that hard to find. I just had to think for a second. Okay. So if you don't want to, if that link isn't working for you, it's in the past games channel in the 2023 NGP rankings thread. Yeah. Thanks, Super. Thanks. Cool. Okay. Now, before I start, you'll have to give me, you'll have to help me and give me some grace, because there are going to be some games 100% that I don't remember. So if someone has like the retro master list pulled up and could tell me like where the three of us landed on a game that I don't remember, that would help me and just be good tidbits of information. What's up, Smashing Bricks, a retro gaming channel? This is the Nerdish Friday night, playing Sonic the Hedgehog on Genesis while watching a retro gaming podcast tier list live stream. Yeah, that's pretty nerdy, but nothing wrong with that. We out here. With that said, you guys help me and we'll get started here. I don't want to waste your time or mine. So how do I live stream? Boom. Thank you. I'm glad that was the right one. Watch me zoom in a little bit on my face. Watch me do that. Do that. Professional here. Dustin, did you have music going the entire time last time, or no? Or no? Also, I'm gonna go back to my face. Whoa. And get pop out chat so that I can have that up and I can see you guys while I'm talking. I don't want to, you know, have to tab back and forth and leak anything. Okay. Chat open. Music was going last time. Thank you, Retro. Thank you, Smashing Bricks, a retro gaming channel. Bomberman do be going hard in the background. Evening noise. What's up, Jay Moyer? Welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. Super, does that mean it's too loud? Or are you just saying it's a bop? Okay, go back to this. Okay. Cool. So we have our tier list here. It's nice and large for everyone. You can see what's coming up next in the bottom too. So you can start, like, again, if you're helping me with anything, you can start looking it up, right? Music entire time. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at the volume it's at, if that's sounds good to everybody. Cool. All right, Anthony, and everyone else, we're starting. Mass Effect is the first game, so I guess this is in the order of the year. It looks like. So we started with Mass Effect. Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's definitely not. Wait. Is this in the order of the year? It might be, but I guess Phoenix Wright, is that in this? No, that was considered last year, I think. Either way, we're starting with Mass Effect, and I love this game. Ooh, I hate tier lists. They're so stupid and hard. There's no order to the list. Thank you, Steven. No, yeah, because Bangai, oh, Spirits is literally right there, and we just did that. Okay, it's Mass Effect, and it's going in A tier immediately. I don't think I want that game in S tier, especially the first game that I'm ranking. I'm not putting in S tier, unless it was obviously in S tier. Tier Maker organizes stuff by file name when you add it, which is a pain if you're not aware in advance. Oh, okay. It's fine in our case. It doesn't matter at all. It's totally fine. I think it was just a coincidence because Mass Effect was early in the year. Yeah, Bangai was recent. Mass Effect A for show. Good call. Okay, glad to hear you guys also think that. It belongs in A. I suspect as we go, it will stay in high A. I don't... You know, it might get bumped down for sure by something, but it's a fantastic game. It's a fantastic RPG, modern RPG too, where like they bridged the gap of, I feel like it was either JRPG or then you had like some weird options to choose from at this time. So this was like a really big title for BioWare, I think, in terms of like it's sci-fi, which is unique. It's like true RPG mechanics. It's so good. Okay, the next one is Doshin the Giant, and it's just his face, which I think is funny. I like this game. I think I'm the only one that gave it New Game Plus. I think that was mentioned on the Christmas cast maybe, or it was mentioned recently to me. I'm curious where you guys would put Doshin, because my first reaction to Doshin would be B tier. High B tier. Again, I think it will stay towards the front of that. I really like that game. I think it's hilarious. I think it's chill gaming, very unique, like fever dream, must experience kind of game. You don't have to love it, but I think a lot of people should play it. Jay Moyer also thinks high B. Okay, that's fine. Still haven't played it, but it sounds amazing. Yeah, I think the guys, maybe Dustin for sure, respect it for what it is, which is a really silly, like, I don't even know what kind of game. I mean, it's a god sim or whatever it's called. It's good. It's good. It's fun to emulate in 2024. It's pretty easily playable. Adventure. I'm going to make Dustin angry and probably a few of you with this. Dustin and Kenny sang this game's praises from the week we played it till now. They still think it's like amazing. And while it is extremely impressive for when it came out and the resources available to the creator, I certainly can't convince myself to like rank this game highly. Okay, here we go. What is he saying? I, Dustin, am here, so don't be mean to Adventure or any other games I cherish. See, I knew this was going to happen. What's up, KCN Network? Welcome to the stream. Kippo says S. That's a ludicrous answer. That is a factually wrong ranking of Adventure. It's an Atari 2600 game, and for that, the fact that it is truly an adventure game and is just straight up inspiration for what that genre would become. I mean, it kind of defined gameplay characteristics. Yeah, it was rudimentary, but it's still really impressive. I can admit that. I can say that, and I'm fine. Jay Moyer says C tier. I really don't know where I would put Adventure. I'm going to put it in C, okay? And I just want to say that I think that my rankings can change. So let's say as C gets filled out, I start to think and I go, actually, you know what? Adventure is low B. I'll do that. This isn't a final ranking, but as of right now, for me on my list, I'm not putting Adventure higher than B, certainly, and I don't even know if it's in B for me. Adventure was fun for how old it is. It surprised me. Yeah, same. My name is Kyle. The channel itself is going through a rebrand. I love your guys' podcast, and you all are great. Oh, well, thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that. Glad to have you here. A for... Okay, Anthony says A for importance to gaming, C for playability. And C, I'm not going to rank something for gaming significance. It can factor into my ranking, but it's not going to be the weight of where I put the game. So I'm actually going to place it in C for playability / just enjoyment factor. Like, again, I can admit the game's like amazing for its time, for the system, innovative, impressive. I respect you. I'm not going to play you ever again. Okay, American Gladiators. I feel like I'm taking a long time on each one of these. American Gladiators, can someone tell me what we ranked, where all three of us landed on this one? I do not have fond memories. I remember it being an anthology game, but like in a really bad execution manner. I don't know where. I'm pretty sure I did not give this New Game Plus, and I like games like this. I like I like mini games. 3 no NGPs. Yeah, that's not surprising. I like anthology games. I like a collection of mini games, but this one just failed. Like it was on the NES, and it looked terrible. Even considering it was on the NES, like it looked so bad. D says Kippo. D tier game. Yeah. Hey, did Dustin make an extra tier, by the way? Did he do did he add his own tier that was like an F or like absolutely not or never ever play again? I'm not going to get into the weeds of like naming these. You can change it looks like. Maybe should I add a tier or just change D to trash? Cuz I could just leave it alone. He had the same as your tiers. Okay, that's fine. Dustin kept the tiers. I'm the weirder who does custom ones. That's right, Garlo. Okay, so D just no is trash. And yeah, it's gonna go there. It's not gonna like... I don't think any game will go in D. I'm not worried about the ranking in D necessarily. There are a couple games that I know I'll get to that will need to be at the very bottom. So high D feels fair for American Gladiators. I don't like the game. Okay, the next one's tough. Okay, Dustin says, for me, S is legendary, A is great, B is good / fine, C is bad, D is trash. You think C is bad? Oh yeah, I'm kind of forgetting there's a B tier. C isn't bad necessarily for me. I don't know if I like the definition there. But it is what it is. It's... That makes me reconsider what I just put in C, but... I'm leaving it. American Gladiators goes in D. High D. Okay, Bangai O Spirits is a DS game that we recently played, and it did not get New Game Plus status. I am still really torn about this one because I wanted to really like this game. And I think I said on the episode, Kenny was saying that they didn't know who they were making the game for, and I disagree. I think they know who they were making the game for. I just think it's for 5 to 10 people in the world. It's perfect for them. Garlisle, I guess, is one of them. There's a lot of potential there, and I wanted to love that game. I did end up enjoying it, but ranking it's gonna be hard for me. That's all that to say. Ranking it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna put it low B. That feels right to me. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's a game that would eventually one day grow on me. Yeah, low B. Dustin's mad at that one too. Okay, BioShock. Ooh. I think the question here is BioShock S tier for me? No, it's not S tier for me. However, it goes above Mass Effect for me because the story and how interesting they tell the story through first-person shooter gameplay mechanics that, yes, have aged and can be janky, but are still very playable, very fine, and the focus there is the story, and it's just so strong. It's one of the strong... It's like a literary game, one of very few games like it, and I think it's so good. Okay, y'all said a lot, so y'all are mad at me. Missing F tier throws it off a bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with what it is. I'm just gonna stick with these rules. Bangai O did not have a story to it. It claims to and pretends to with the tutorial, but that's not a story. It's just some garbage. It's garbage. There's no story. That's not the problem for me, though. I don't care that it didn't have story. It was other factors. S tier for BioShock, no question, says Smashing Bricks. I hear you, but I don't think I drop it in S. I don't. I think it's like, I think it will be the top of A for me the whole time. I'm pretty confident in that fact. What's up, Harold? BioShock was amazing, yes. Is this tier based on games overall or games played last year? Steven, these are games that we played on the podcast in 2023. Nolan's going to have maybe one game in S tier at this rate. Probably. I don't want to put a lot of games in S tier. Last year, I think I had 4, maybe 5 at the end of it. I'll have to go back and look. If this was 10 years ago, then BioShock would be an absolute S tier. Maybe. I mean, it's these collections, it's this collection of games. So for now, for me, it's top of 8. Bomberman 64. This was our first Director's Court episode. Go listen to that. Watch it if you haven't. Definitely watch it. We dressed up for it, for court. A lot of fun re-recording this episode if you are new. We actually did Bomberman 64 years ago. I have fond memories of the game. I love that game. And the guys didn't. And it did not get New Game Plus. Our directors banded together and decided that that was the game that was going to be brought before the court for a retrial. And I convinced everybody that it's good. I convinced Kenny, the judge. Fun episode. I love this game. It goes in A tier for me. That's not true. It goes in A tier, yeah. Absolutely it does. So I'll tell you why. I love the N64. And as we all know, the N64 catalog is really, it's almost down to an objective list at this point of what is so perfect on that console. I think Bomberman 64 is in that list of like 20-ish games that you're just like, you must play on that console. And for me, it's pretty high. I rented this game growing up. I think it holds up. I love the, it's like it adds an adventure aspect to gameplay, puzzle aspects to the gameplay, and it's 3D, so it's really fun. It's a good game. If Bomberman 64 goes above B, I'm going to start a riot. We'll go ahead and start a riot. Dave said, man, you guys gotta let me do my own game ranking tier list. I would knock it out in 10 minutes. I have to think about this. And I'm going to have to re-rank it too. It's gonna take me a second. You'd put it upper B. Yeah, I know. Director's Court episode was S tier. Yeah, it was great. Bomberman 64 is bottom of A for Nolan. Brave Fencer Musashi. Can someone tell me where we landed? Specifically me. This game was super weird. Another adventure game, but action adventure is what they call it, what it's defined as. Which is fine. I guess I don't take an issue with that. It's an action-ish game and you're on an adventure. To me, it felt more like a true adventure game where the character was super weird and the gameplay was pretty innovative. I remember there being like some really impressive stuff about it. Here's the thing, I'm not going to revisit it. I know that. I'm just not. That doesn't necessarily mean I need to rank it low. But I'm trying to recall my fun factor with the game. That's the important key here. I've seen a lot of B tiers. Yeah, I think low B is, right now I'd put it there, behind Bangai-O Spirits. I would. Maybe I would put it in front of it, because as much as I wanted to like Bangai and as much as the aspects that I did like it, the execution of a lot of the decisions they made in that game really like make me angry. So that it might stay at low B. Brave Fencer feels like an anime brought to life on the PlayStation. I'll agree. It does. Which isn't necessarily my thing or like something I'm looking for, but it was a good game. It was a good game. Okay, Basson's Black Bass. What's this guy's name again? I forgot. I can't read. I don't even think it says. Can you really like this game? This game really surprised me. It's on the SNES. It is kind of a... It's almost got some RPG elements to it. Hank Parker, is that his name? Tommy Bassman? That's not it, Nick. Tommy Basson's Black Bass. It surprised me. I was impressed with a lot of the things. There's a depth finder thing. You actually drive the boat. It feels like you're really like going fishing. They made the right choices with this one, because it could have been a really standard cookie cutter sportsman's game. And there's nothing wrong with those. Those exist. They're not typically my thing, but it could have been a simple, like, you know, just start a stage, pick a lake from like a list, and then you're there casting, and that's it. But this one kind of takes you on the experience of going fishing. Thought it was great. Fishing game equals D tier, just outright, Harold? Not me. There's some fun fishing games. Same with golf games. I like Basson's. I went and purchased it. I actually have a hard copy of this. I got it at my local retro game store like a couple months after, because I saw it. It was like $4, and I was like, y'all don't know what you got. Okay, Basson's is in B tier. Basson's is above Musashi. Anybody angry with that? I don't care. Hidden gem, in my opinion, and had fun with the community. Biggest catch? Yeah, it was a fun week, especially because of how much Kenny liked it. Kenny really like surprisingly loved that game, and I was happy about that. I thought it was funny. All right, bye Kyle. That was your name. Bye Kyle. Thanks for hanging out. Okay. Castlevania is the next game. I saw a couple of people trying to guess that it was going to be my S tier game, and it is. Castlevania 1. Castlevania 1 is really a perfect NES game. I played it like 3 times that week. I did some challenge runs. It's a very, very challenging game, and that's what I love so much about it. I really like hard games that reward the player. Even punishing games, they're fine. I'll allow it, right? And I think Castlevania is the like Dark Souls of everyone's childhood. It's very, very hard, but very rewarding. I love the music. I love the style. It's great. It's a perfect game. S tier minus the stairs. It's just part of it. I grew to love the stairs. That's how you overcome the stairs. You have to learn to love it. Kenny did not learn that lesson. Yeah, smashing bricks. Gameplay, design, music. Every aspect of that game I can like break down. I have no complaints. I can only sing praises. I will return to that game on my own just because it's just, when I want a solid platformer, I think, man, I'm going to go play Super Castlevania 4, but Castlevania 1 is right up there too. Should Castlevania be our new shirt? I don't know. What does everybody think in chat? Go vote on our new shirt design if you haven't. There's a link in Discord, and someone will put it in. Maybe they'll put it in chat. Is it closed? I don't know anything going on in my podcast. Okay. Yepperoonie. Okay, Deus Ex. I like this game. It's a PC spy first-person shooter game, like stealth game. I like it. And that was a guest episode, correct? Someone joined us on that, and I'm forgetting who it was, or maybe it was a director episode. I think it was a guest episode, though. One of the only ones we had last year. And I think I remember the guys not bouncing off of it, but just having issues with some of the gameplay design decisions. And right now, in this moment, it's not A tier. It is not A tier. It's a B tier game for me. And it's going to go right. I like it better than Musashi, for sure. I like it better than Bassins, for sure. Right there. Yeah. That's where Deus Ex is going. I think it's a good game. Maybe some will find it hard to return to, but it's like a true PC title. And I always respect games like that feel really like quick and snappy with first person stuff. Okay, Double Dragon, the Shadow Balls. What? Double Dragon, the Shadow. Okay, Double Dragon 5, the Shadow Balls. Someone remind me what this game is, because I don't know. I think it's a fighting game, and I think they tried to rip off Street Fighter, and they failed miserably. And I was pissed off, it's all coming back to me, that they broke their paradigm of the games and the series that they built to make a stupid, subpar, rip-off fighting game. Boom! It's a Balls 3D spin-off. Okay, super. It's a mediocre fighting game with fatalities. Yeah, I can't respect that. Don't do the Mortal Kombat Street Fighter thing just because it's selling. Like, don't do that. You have a series that is a beat 'em up. It's fantastic. People love it for that. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. I know they did some other stuff too, and that's fine. This, though, if they were going to do a fighting game, make it good and make it your own, and it wasn't. It sucked. I hated it. Yeah, I'm remembering that sign quest. Belongs in the trash, yes. Like, I liked American Gladiators more, for sure. For sure. Dragon Quest II, Luminaries of the Legendary Line. I think I read that correctly. Somebody remind me. I don't remember. Dragon Quest is A tier. Yeah, it's not going to be an A tier for me. I can say that much, I think. I think it's a B tier for me. I'm just trying to recall where I landed so that I can rank it in B tier better. Yeah, of course, Kenny loved it. Kenny was gonna love it, no matter what. And we watched him play. Dustin watched him a lot. I watched him some play that week and do some like janky strats to, like the part where you have to like walk on the spikes and stuff. So janky and weird. Harold says Dragon Quest 2 A tier. Loved playing it that week, but see where I most won't. Never played it. Below Bass Bonanza. This is Bass's Black Bass has like 6 different names for people. That was a Kenny game, old JRPG. Lowest B tier? Lowest? I actually think it's above Bangai. So what did I vote? Someone tell me what I voted on that. It was an improvement on the first, yeah. And I do remember the intro scene, the title splash was super impressive. It was like it started like black and then you're walking through the cave and the light got brighter and brighter. What is the Roblox man game? Where do you see Roblox? Top of B? That's Doshin the Giant. I think that's what you're talking about. But you have the stairs quality of life upgrade over Dragon Quest 1? See, I don't even know what you mean. I'm just not a old school, early JRPG guy. And I think that's fine. If anything, it's a Final Fantasy thing for me that I'll play. Dragon Quest is a harder sell. It's a great game, I know that much. I think I'm happy with where I put it. It's good. All 3 NGP. So I gave it NGP. I definitely didn't beat it that week, but we'll leave it in B for now where it is. Earthworm Jim. Why is this in the list? Why did we do this? Is this a Redux? This was our first Redux. Earthworm Jim is our very first episode, for those of you that don't know, on the podcast, ever. 400-something episodes ago. And why we chose Earthworm Jim, I don't know. It wasn't the randomizer. I think I was like, hey, what if we did Earthworm Jim? It's like the first game that came into my head. I have no fondness for it. I think it's goofy. I think it is... not good. Honestly, I just don't think it's a good platformer. I think visually definitely tried some unique stuff and pulled it off. I think it looks cool. I think it looks good on the Genesis. It's got the pre-rendered nature of like the environment, but because of that, the platforming aspect, which it's a platformer, that's a point, suffers big time. Earthworm Jim is not a good game. I think I'm okay saying that. It seems like everyone is in agreement. It's a C tier game. I'm putting it above Adventure. I would find myself playing that more than Adventure and finding some more enjoyment, so it's going above it. But I just don't think it's good. C for goofiness. Yeah, it's a C tier game. Faxinadu. Interesting game. I forget who had been submitting it for years. Someone wanted us to play this game, and every Patreon poll they put it in there. Is it Ben? I forgot who it was, but it got pulled just like by chance, I think. I might be making that up, but I'm going off memory here. I'm seeing A, I'm seeing B. So for me, remind me of the rankings. Someone let me know where we ranked it. I'm pretty sure I gave it New Game Plus because I was super impressed with this NES title. Never, ever heard of it. And it had this Zelda 2 thing going on in the best way. I thought it was fun. I thought it had unique enemies. I thought it's a fairly quick play if you want to get through the game. You end up with a pretty solid adventure game on the NES that you've just never heard of. And so for me, I really like this game. Faxinadu is the Zelda 2 you've never heard of? Yeah, exactly. Joe Pecora, exactly. And I think that's an interesting thing, and I love that for people when they find out about it, they'll get to experience it and be like, oh, okay, so it's like I'm seeing some B tiers. You know what? It's high B for me. I was tempted to put it in A, but I won't. because I don't think that's quite true for me. It's definitely top B. This one was 3 NGPs. Thank you, Smashing Bricks. Not you glitching the king at the beginning so you got tons of gold. I did do that because you let me in on that that strat, which is so silly that it's coded in that way. There's no other check. It's just, do you have 0 gold? All right, here's a bunch of gold. It's a great game. It's a great game. I want to put it higher. I'm not kidding. I want to put it higher, but I won't. I think this is exactly where it needs to be. Okay. Heavy hitter coming up. Final Fantasy IX on PlayStation 1. You guys discuss, actually. What do you guys think? Where would you... It's not going to... I already know where I'm going to put it. Where would you guys put FF9? Dustin put it in S. A, S. A, S, S. Playing this now, and I'm super torn already. Torn? Interesting word choice. And don't elaborate on that, by the way, because I'm still a little pissed off. So Kenny beat the game, right? Oh, dude, don't worry. Don't worry, Dustin. But Kenny beat the game. Remember, we kept checking in with him, and he was giving us updates of, like, where he was at 9, and he was actually doing it. We were super proud of him. He, like, beats it without telling us, first of all. We asked, and he was like, yeah, I beat it. And we were like, okay, what did you think? Did you love the ending? And he goes, eh. Something like that. It was, like, the most annoying answer, and it actually ruined our day. We were playing Rocket League, and Dustin and I were like, are you kidding? Like, don't talk to me anymore. Dustin was like, what about Vivi and you know, everything that happens with him? And he was like, yeah, it's good. And we were like, just so annoyed at that man. So I just thought I would share that. 9 is a perfect Final Fantasy game, in my opinion. I can't fault it for much at all. I think when I'm ranking Final Fantasies, 9 is number 1 for me. Is it an S tier game? Ooh. Below Mass Effect? Nah. It's either here or here. Whoops. It's either here or here. And it's here. It's top of A. Above BioShock. I feel that felt good. Me dropping that there felt good. High of A is great. Remember, S tier is perfection. S tier is like, I'm like y'all were memeing. I'm probably gonna have 1 S tier game. We're gonna put Final Fantasy IX top of A. Okay. Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. Forgot we played this. I love Fire Emblem. I have it on hand at all times, just as an ongoing handheld. I'm playing FE Fates for the first time, and I'm quite a ways through it. It's one of my favorite series ever. And I grew up with FF7 or FE7, and then this was the sequel, not a sequel, but this was the game that came after on the GBA. And it's an A tier game. S tier, no. A tier, yes. And it goes behind BioShock. That's low for me. Like, I absolutely want to put that higher. Okay, so just know that much. But I'm being analytical and fair with myself and with where it goes, and it's there. I think that's such a good starter, Fire Emblem. Oh, Jay Moyer thinks low S tier. I mean, sure. I don't know. It's not S tier. It's not S tier. But I get it. I love that game. And yeah, Harold, I was about to say that this was my year. Yeah. I was about to say that I would suggest that as a first Fire Emblem game for a lot of people. Hardcore FE fans would disagree with me, and they have their own reasons, but I actually, like, this was Dustin's second time to play that game, actually, because I put him onto it. He was like, I want to play Fire Emblem, where do I start? And I was like, Sacred Stones, no question. It's not my favorite Fire Emblem. It's not in my top 3 Fire Emblems, but I know that it is such a good starting point. There's like an easy route if you want to go the easier route, because you get to play Ephraim and Erica. It's got the tower if you like grinding, which Dustin did and loved that part where you just climb the tower. A lot of characters, great game. Garlo says, I've been picking up the Fire Emblem trading card game. Even that's an excellent game. Yeah, what is that called? I actually played the mobile game for a minute. That's separate from the trading card game, or that is the trading card game? It's called like Fire Emblem. Oh man, I played it for a while. I don't think it's the same thing. I don't think it's the TCG. I think it's a whole different mobile game. But I played it, and it's just like the mobile game. I don't know if the card game's the same. It's straight up fan service, which Fire Emblem has devolved into that over the decades. Like it's turned into that, which, you know, whatever. That it appeals to a lot of people. It's like a collecting waifu sim. That's all it is. But the games, the mainline games, are so good. And I played the new one. Engage. It was awesome. It was very cool. Very cool. Oh, you're playing Marvel Snap, Garlo? You just got exposed. That's cool, though. I have a friend playing that game. Future Cop LAPD sucks. This game... Okay. Sometimes when a game comes up on a podcast and on the Wikipedia, it'll say some BS like, oh... This game's named along with Zelda and Mario in terms of defining, like, no, it's not. And neither is Future Cop when it comes to MOBAs. It's not the birthplace of League of Legends, don't even say that. No, it has a MOBA mode that is not, stop it. I know that it is, and people will cite it, but let's be real. It's just not a fun game to me. I think it's a frustrating game. It's like a not a top-down, like isometric. It's like it's like a top-down, almost 3D, third-person robot game, and that's just already bad for me. Like, just personally, I don't love that. Cypher, Cypher's a completely different game. It's way less fan service for the sake of it, more of a genuinely. Okay, cool. Good to know for the Fire Emblem fans out there. Future Cop is just not there for me. Future Cops goes in C. Easy. Behind Adventure. Actually, I hate that game. The next game is Gem Smashers. Oh, man. Okay, 2 games back-to-back that I just pretty much hate these games. This is a GBA puzzle game that thinks it's an early mobile game, but wanted to come out on the GBA for some reason, and it just absolutely doesn't belong there in terms of quality, in terms of the game itself. It really feels like a freeware site, like where you play, you know, like people forget Bloons. The tower defense game wasn't on Steam back in the day. It was on a like free online game site, and it was sick, right? This barely even makes it on one of those sites. This is like buried on one of those freeware sites. And yet it was a GBA title. I hate this game. I think it's trash. I think it's D tier. I think American Gladiators is better. I think it's better than Double Dragon, though. I hate that game. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Nope. Still won't admit that, Nick. Dustin was wrong. This is not inspo, or this was not like made to be a Sonic puzzle game. No. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. Gem Smashers D tier, just trash. Good for them that 3 people made it, but not something that they should be very proud of. See, that's the thing. The solo dev / team of 3, you know, those stories are inspiring and they're cool. Like, what I'm about to say doesn't apply to Stardew Valley, like Concerned Ape and stuff. Like, he's like a goat, okay? But back in the day when it was like small teams and they made a game, it's like that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna have to like give you props. It just doesn't. You should have had a bigger team. You should have hired 3 more people. Portal. I just thought I would get it over with quickly. Perfect game. Perfect game. And is an S tier game all day. I won't hear anything else about Portal belonging in A tier, you know, high A, low A. I don't know. The game is straight up just as fun and magical and disturbing as it was when it came out. I got it for free on Steam. It is the definition of my time as a PC gamer. When I think back to when I first got my PC, I got this game, I got Team Fortress 2, and I think I got Half-Life. Probably in a deal or something. I got it for free. And it's just PC gaming perfection. It's a must-play. It's historically significant. It's Valve at its finest. It's amazing. It's amazing. And just a little fun fact, just something that I thought of the other day. My wife and I have just started watching a show called Severance on Apple TV or whatever with Adam Scott. And we've seen one episode, so don't spoil anything. But immediately when he gets to work or whatever, if you've seen the show, I told Hannah, I was like, this is giving me like Portal vibes. Like, it's just disturbing, dystopian, like tech company weirdness. And I wonder if Portal at all was some inspiration for that show. Anyways, Portal's S tier game. Half-Life 1. Wow, back-to-back Valve bangers. Okay. Where in A tier am I putting Half-Life? That's what I'm saying. Where in A tier am I putting Half-Life? Nolan, I just want to say that most of what you said about Adventure applies to Half-Life 1. Stop it. Right now, it doesn't. Oh, well, okay, maybe it does. The second part of what I said about Adventure is I don't find it particularly fun or compelling to play in the modern era. With Half-Life, that's not the case. I absolutely find it fun and entertaining to play. So yeah, historical significance. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I reacted poorly, super. This wasn't a very important game. It was. I mean, gosh, this game was vital for BioShock, I would even say. It was an important game. And it goes in A tier, high, behind BioShock for me personally. That feels right. High A, low A. Didn't really like Half-Life that much though. Was well put together, but aged quite a bit. It's aged a bit, but still very, very playable. Very playable. I like it mid to high A range. It's gonna change as we keep going. Above Mass Effect, yeah. Listen, A tier are great games, and the order, don't get hung up on the order too much. We might go back and change things, but for me, yeah, like, look at the 4 games in front of Mass Effect, and that, yeah, I think they rank higher. I think that's a reasonable placement based on your other placements. Okay. Super says, yeah. What's up, Riff? Orange Box might be the bundle with Half-Life, TF2, and Portal. Yes, Orange Box was on Xbox 360? Maybe, and PlayStation? I don't remember. It was the console release. Maybe there was a Steam bundle. I know I got them separately though. Like, I have Portal by itself I got for free, and then I don't remember how I acquired the other two. I just remember around that time I got all those games, because those were the games you got. Like, you had Steam. It was like the old school Steam. You remember it was like that like olive green window, and it looked very like plain. I feel nostalgic for those days actually, because it ran. It was snappy. It was a quick program. But yeah. Harry Potter is an S tier FF clone, but it's a D tier game. I don't know what that means. It's not a good game. This is the game that had the pointless card system where you like collect cards and use them, and they vanish permanently, and they don't do all that much. It's a Game Boy Color game, if I'm not mistaken, and this is one of those IPs that, you know, the movie came out, the book was hot, red hot. Movie came out, they want a game on every single possible console at the time, including Game Boy Color. It's just not good. It's not a good game. It's high D. It's high D. It's high D for me. It's trash. Is it trash? Yeah. Kinda. I think it's trash. Just play Hogwarts Legacy if you want this experience. I mean, yes, for sure. But I have to rank it just based on playing it as a retro game, and I can't recommend that game. Worse than Gym Smashers? I don't think so, actually. I think it's high. I think it's better than American Gladiators too. Maybe not. Maybe that's more accurate. Yeah. Okay, this is that internal section game. Is that what this is called? This is the like tunnel game, the cylinder game. What's up, David? Kentucky Kid. What's up, man? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're just ranking last year's games from the podcast, and I made some pretty good progress. This is where we are. And we have internal section up, which is that shmup tunnel game, whatever it's called. Tube shooter. Tube. Thank you, Psycho. It's a tube shooter. And I just can't. I can't, man. No. They had that weird feature where you could, like, put in a CD or something, and it would, like, adapt to the music or something. Is that correct? Irrelevant in 2024, 2023. And just kind of overwhelming amount of like guns and stuff. I don't think this is a good game. I don't think it's a good game. So it's a C tier game. It's not trash. It's not trash. I really don't like Future Cop. It's like there. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Isolated Warrior. We need to speed up a little bit here. I'm going a little slow. Isolated Warrior is kind of cool, right? This was recent, but I've already forgotten. Did this get New Game Plus certified? I want to say it did. This was that like runner. It was like a it's like a constant run platforming shooter game that we were kind of impressed with. Like we were like, what? Unanimously we gave it, Jackie? Okay. Well, it had cool bosses. It had solid music. And again, just one of those games on the NES that you're like, yeah, this ain't gonna be good. Like it's just, it's just random, under the radar kind of game. But when you play it, you actually find out that it's pretty fun. Like Diablo, yeah. It's an isometric runner. That's what it is. I called it a hidden gem. Yeah, it's really good. It's not S tier, obviously. It's A tier, and I think it's like down here on A tier. That feels like a really good low A tier because I really like that game. And when I look at the B tier list, I think it's better. I think it's better. Yeah. F it. Who cares? This is my list. Okay, Jet Moto 1 on the PlayStation. I need rankings of this game. I think I did not give it New Game Plus. That's my memory of this game. C tier Signquist. Ouch. Dustin will be mad at that. D tier Jet Moto. Oh my goodness. Low A, high B for Psycho. Yeah, I'm seeing all kinds of answers for that game. It's not a trash game. It was no New Game Plus. What did I say? Riff says Isolated Warrior low B. Not for me. Not for me. I think it was really good. C more realistically. I think it's a C tier game for me. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's here. I think it's high C, like the drink. Dustin was devastated. I know, it's just, I don't exactly remember what my main gripe was, other than it's super jank to play now. C is reasonable, yeah. High C. Bangai better than Jet Moto, lol. Yeah. Yeah, honestly it is. Was my second favorite game of the year personally? Dang. Really? It's just not. And see, Super saying C. Super, weren't you the one that had like memories from growing up playing with your dad or something? Or was it somebody else? So the fact that you're able to admit the flaws with it. Oh, it's absolutely above Earthworm Jim. 100%. Like, I feel like Jet Moto is not going to go lower than this. Low B I can see on a lot of people's list or whatever. This is mine though, and it's got, yeah. Nostalgia bias is a heavy bias and definitely comes into play here for people, but not me. Kingdom Hearts 1. Woof. It's an A tier game. However, it's probably not as high as some of you might expect in A tier for me. I do have a soft spot for this series. Psycho, you have it at S. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with someone that puts it there. I'm really not. I think it's such a unique, fun, engaging game and series, and this one started it all, and I think it's so strong still. It's like such a PS2 classic, man. It's so good, and I was glad the guys played it with me. Dustin had played it before I convinced him, and it wasn't exactly his favorite, but that's fine. Gummy ship in the first one, bad. We all know that, but I'm not going to hold that against it. It's such a small part of the game compared to like 2, which is like they improved it in 2. So high B tier for Nick. It's definitely A for me, and it's going to go, oh, maybe it is higher than I thought it was for me. Kingdom Hearts, okay, if this were Kingdom Hearts 2, different story. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is a way better game than the first one. I do. Kingdom Hearts goes like here. Yeah. That's perfect. That's exactly where it goes. Right there. It's a good game. Did Kenny bounce off that hard? I don't remember. Second and Birth by Sleep are the best. I love Birth by Sleep. That game's so good. You get to play through it 3 times, and each time's different, and it's so good. And it's on the PSP, which is such a goated console. Yeah, that game's great. I still have my copy. Kirby Superstar for the Super Nintendo. I mainly played the DS remake this week when we played it. Virtually the same game. Got a facelift, and it's handheld. That's it. And it's great. I think it's so good. Very, very impressive collection of games. Again, you guys know that I love anthology games. And I had never played it, but I knew of it, especially because of the exposure that it got from Melee on GameCube, the trophies and stuff, and just Kirby's kit in Smash Brothers, like completely inspired by this game and this art style. So it was fun to go back to it. I think it's great, and it's going in A tier. Where in A tier? Probably low, probably like there. Yeah. Ooh, is it A? Wait, is it? No. Hold on. It's not great. It's good. I don't think it's amazing. It's like, it's there. It's high B. Oh yeah, that was the dual episode. That was the double feature episode. I hope we do more of those. That was fun. We did Portal and Kirby Superstar in the same episode. Kirby Superstar below Bomberman 64 is a tragedy. I mean, you know how much I love Bomberman 64. Fair-ish. Glad you didn't place in an 8. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't like that, Dustin. That's not why I moved it. It's not an A-tier game quite. It's not quite there. It's fun, but it's pretty basic, all things considered. Really, I would recommend people playing that remake on DS. It was so good, and there's some extra content on there. It was really fun. What's up, Tim of the T? I'm glad you have Half-Life more correctly placed than Dustin. Oh, so, Tim, after I'm done, we're going to look at Dustin's list, and we're going to review his list and compare it. So that'll be fun to look at. Because I don't know where he put it. Gonna need to make an SS tier for this next one. All right, Riff. We got Left 4 Dead. What's up, Tim? Left 4 Dead is fantastic, and playing with the guys was very important that week because I wanted them to feel what the game's supposed to feel like. And playing with friends on comms is the way. And I know a lot of people in the community did like modded stuff. I still want to do that. I think that would be a sick game night, to do a Left 4 Dead 2 game night, and we just have modded lobbies and I'll play modded Half-Life or Left 4 Dead. Again, a similar point to Portal and Half-Life. When I think back to when I became a PC gamer in high school, Left 4 Dead. Also, just right up there, just there. Like that's the game that I played online with friends, and kind of got good at FPS with, you know. So Left 4 Dead is special to me, and I'm gonna put it like here. Honestly, yeah, it's high for me. It's above Half-Life 1. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic game. I think the first one's still great. 2 is great and probably where you should go because you can just get the Left 4 Dead 1 experience and some. But man, that game's so special to me. I love that game. A tier multiplayer game, but low B for single play. Single play still multiplayer though, right? I mean, you're still on the squad. Like I can still enjoy the single player experience. David said, side note, I'm having a big party at my house next weekend, and it's all pre-2012 games. Halo 3, Reach, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and 2, Left 4 Dead 2, and Guitar Hero. For your 30th birthday, that is a sick birthday. Good choice. That's really sick. And that's a good point, Psycho. Not many retro first-person shooter games or multiplayer games are that pick up and play, especially on PC. You just install the freaking game and hit join a game, and that's it. It's amazing. Nolan will be real in 5 minutes. Lock your door. Nolan will be real in 5 minutes. Lock your door. Legend of Mana. Weird game. They tried hard. This is a try-hard JRPG. It's for the try-hards out there that want to experience some try-hard, all-in gameplay. Who was the director of this? He was the Final Fantasy IX director? Maybe I'm making that up. He wanted to like do all like he had all these ideas in his head, and someone said, okay, you can make that game, and they made it, and it's too much. I think it falls flat. It's very pretty. It's got some cool concepts. I like the pop-up book, choose your own adventure style JRPG, which is like, I can't name another game like that, but it's not for me. Is it a bad game? What did I vote on this, and what did the guys vote on this? I'm really curious about that because I don't remember where we landed. I want to know the answer to that before I place it because I have a place that I want to put it, and I'm scared to place it because of the backlash. Director's episode, was it? It was. Director's episode, no NGPs. That's correct. Okay. So, full disclosure, if we gave NGP votes on director episodes, I would have said no. Kind of a resounding no. Despite being impressed with it and like, Sure, there's a lot to love. I can see why our guest absolutely loved it, grew up with it, and played it with friends, right? Just forget it. It's going here. Like, it's going like here. Okay. Moving on. Sorry. Y'all might disagree with that. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is just Puyo Puyo. With no Sonic. Sonic's not in this game. Nolan, were you ever into Scott Pilgrim? I feel like you guys get a kick out of the game. I liked the movie. I've never played the game, though. That would be cool. Is it on the list? I've always thought you guys should still give a vote on guest episodes. Yeah. Sure. I forget the exact reason why we landed there. I think mainly it's because 3 out of 4 is kind of awkward, and it's someone's game that they brought, so there's no use in like voting on it because it was hand selected. We just don't, but I get it. I kind of, there have been times when I've been like, man, we should vote that. Mean Bean Machine has a robot named Davy Sprocket. That's got to be worth something. No, it's not. What did we vote? There's no way we voted this. I don't like Puyo Puyo, where the AI is very strangely ramped. Yeah, it was an unfair. It was an unplayable game. It's tuned. It's not tuned, actually. They coded it, and then like there's no balancing consideration. It's just the game plays itself. You can do it if you know how. You have to like learn how to play the game to actually like win. All 3 said no NGP. Thank you, Smashing Bricks. I didn't think so. Trash? No, but bottom of C. Mother 3 Patreon poll episode? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Gar 1cc'd Mean Bean that week. I remember, and I was like, I should be impressed by this, but I hate this game. Mother 3, I think, was a Patreon poll. It was Patreon Garlisle. Okay. Yeah, we did the first play together, which was great. At the Couch Co-op, which, by the way, we have the whole, all the VODs of all of Couch Co-op are on our YouTube, so you should go watch that if you weren't there live with us. Mother 3 is a cure for insomnia. Yeah, it's an interesting game. GBA. Japan only, which is why I had never really played it. I know of it, again, from Melee, from Smash Brothers, like with the trophies and from the trophies and the collectibles in Melee, which of all things like would inform me about Mother 3, but it did. So getting to actually play the game was crazy because I saw the clear inspiration for that concerned ape probably used for Stardew Valley and games like that. It's like, it's not a cozy game, but it looks cozy, and I think it's solid. I think it's a great RPG. I love that console, love that system. It's a good game. It's like, what did we vote? Because I remember really liking it, but I liked it better than Isolated Warrior. It's an A-tier game. It's like there. No, it's there. Dude, I have a lot in A-tier. Played a lot of good games. Oh, this next one's interesting. Mace: The Dark Age is a fighting game. Is a 3D fighting game on the N64. Wield the power of Mace, and I low-key like this game. I know I shouldn't. I know it's not great. I low-key like it. Is it in B tier? I don't know. Is it? Did I vote yes to it, by the way? I don't remember. I had Mace on N64 back in the day. I liked it, but it's kind of trash. C tier. I'm feeling probably C tier as well. But for me, it's like it's gonna be on the higher end of C tier just because it's like a guilty pleasure game. It's totally a guilty pleasure game that I'm never gonna play again probably. But I'm gonna be like, if I'm ever talking N64 with somebody, I'm gonna be like, have you ever played Mace? It's a C tier game, and I think it's better than Legend of Mana. No, it's like there. That's fine. All right, Nick, thanks for hanging out, man. It was fun. I'll keep making good decisions, don't worry. Someone pull up the perfect dark vote right now, because this was another Redux episode that we did. Mace is bad Soul Calibur. Yeah, it is. Garlyle's right. It is bad Soul Calibur. Totally. And I'm okay with that. Bad Soul Calibur should exist, because there's not another one that I know of. Okay, someone pull up Perfect Dark. This was our second Redux episode, I think. And I just remember us not really discussing Perfect Dark well the first time that we did. No from Dustin, NGP from the others. Okay. So that's what's interesting here. I totally understand why Dustin didn't give it New Game Plus. And we were able to like revisit it with a critical eye, with experience of discussing video games and rating them. Okay. Perfect Dark is a better GoldenEye, someone said. David said that. No, it's not. But I think I was totally wrong the first time that we discussed it. And there's something about it. The vibe, the story is lunacy. The story is bonkers. It's aliens. That's all you need to know. It's aliens. But gameplay, if you like GoldenEye, you should like this, especially because the range of weapons, but also I really did enjoy the objectives that you're doing, which again were brought over from, which is a GoldenEye thing too, if you're used to that, with different difficulties. And I thought that is like, I've always thought that was a genius way to do difficulty, is to have objectives in the level, but achieve them. But like on the harder difficulties, you have to do more of the objectives. It's more active. I think that's genius, and they did it, and it's good. Perfect Dark. A or B is the question. I'm not convinced it's A tier, actually. Ooh, I'm really not convinced it's A tier. I'm convinced, though, that it is high B tier. Yeah, I'm convinced it's high B tier. And maybe I'll disagree. GoldenEye was my only game for like 2 years. Maybe I got burnt out. It was my game for like longer than that. I played that game just 1v1 with my dad, who is not a gamer. He's older. He's like way old. He humored me, and we played 1v1 GoldenEye every night. Every night. He's such a trooper for that. I love him for that. But then he sold my N64 and all my games like one day in a garage sale without telling me. It's the last day I talked to him, but those were fun games that we played. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Top of B. It's a good game. I don't think it quite belongs for me amongst the other A tier games here. Pikmin 1. Whew. I enjoyed it. I would revisit it. But I still need to play the rest of the series. I haven't played the other games, and so that's first task number 1 is to play 2, 3, and 4. Pikmin 1, in many ways, is such a like console definer for the GameCube. Although I had a GameCube and I loved my GameCube, I never had Pikmin. I had Sunshine. I had Twilight Princess. I had Smash Brothers Melee. And the other big ones. Like Luigi's Mansion and whatnot. I love that console, but I never played Pikmin, so it was interesting going back to play it. Weird game, solid game. B tier. Ooh, this is gonna make some people mad though. That's gonna make some people mad. A tier for Pikmin 1. B tier says Riff. A tier, Smashing Bricks, super good and great at the time it came out. Really refreshing. Yes, I would definitely give you that. Refreshing gameplay loop, very unique, not afraid to be quirky and fun. And like I said, such a great ID for the GameCube, like such a just home for it on the GameCube. But I think it's just top of B. Pikmin 1 lower than Bomberman 64. Super, get off the Bomberman 64 slander, okay? It's not moving. Maybe it will, but it's in A tier for me. Lower than Isolated Warrior is insane. Okay, you might be right. You might be right, actually. I think Isolated Warrior, I was on the fence with putting it in A. I really was. It's high B, though. It's high B, though. That's probably more accurate. Yeah, that's good. It was too high. Pokemon Ranger? Oh my god. Nintendo DS. This was Brit's game, and the director episode. I don't love Pokemon games. I used to, and I certainly don't care for the spin-off games unless they are the good ones. And y'all know which ones I'm talking about, which we'll find out if the game of the week is that coming up very soon, actually. We record that tomorrow. But Pokemon Ranger is like not it for me. And the circle drawing thing fell flat. And at the time, the guys didn't have hardware for it, which, I mean, if you're emulating it, just God help you. You have to like tweak settings to trick the emulator to kind of like work in your favor. I think it was like frame skipping or like frame pausing. It was a great episode, great guest, great director. Miss Muzo, no. Wait, was it? No, it was Brittany. DS emulation on phones is pretty neat though. I haven't experienced that. I just use this guy on my 3DS. R4 Gold card. Which I think is like peak emulation on the... It's barely emulation. It's not. Brittany is Miss Muzo? Okay, my bad. Pokemon Rangers, whatever, dude. It's like, it's in C tier. It's like here, I guess. It's mid C. We'll just leave it at that. Rent-A-Hero #1 is a trash game. Dreamcast, weird Fever Dream in the worst way. We have a Fever Dream higher tier that's great in Mother 3. Rent-A-Hero #1, dude, is barely a game. I'll say that much. It's barely a game, and it's certainly not a fun one. So, worse than Double Dragon 5? No. Worse than Gym Smashers? Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's in D. It's trash. It's not fun. Yeah, it's not fun. Rent-A-Hero episode had me working on my race bike in the garage. I'm glad it did, David. It wasn't particularly fun to record, but some of those episodes end up being really goofy. So, okay. Retro Game Challenge, another Nintendo DS game. We played a healthy amount of DS games this year. I would have liked more, honestly, but this was a first for me. I'd never played this game, mostly because I recognized the cover. Click like if you think Pikmin is too low. Okay. Mostly because Retro Games Challenge cover is boring. And when I saw it in the store, I was like, I don't want to play that. That's not going to be... Quit hitting like. And so, like, honestly, I judged that book by its cover, and I hate that I did that. I think so many things. The fact that this is based on the Japanese television show, which is great, by the way. I watched a couple episodes that week and then prepping for the video, and it's so fun. I get it. Like, the fact that they made a game based on it, and it's so meta because on the show they're playing retro games, and it's so unique and creative, and it's a great DS game. It is a great DS title. I really like this game. I think it's an A tier. Where in A tier is the question? Probably closer to like that. Maybe even that, dude. No, it's not. It's there. It's in A tier over Pikmin. Yes, it's over Pikmin. It's over Pikmin, okay? Keep liking if you think it's too low. I don't even care. Okay? Pikmin's great. Pikmin's good. It's not great. Whatever. I won't hear it. Samurai Western. Weird game. I think Clint loved it and ended up playing all of it and just loving it. Yeah, I don't know. It's super bloody. It's so violent, and I bounced off of it. I thought it was cool. The first play, I was like, okay, I could get behind it. Like, it was a cool first experience. I don't remember where we landed. Did we give this New Game Plus? I don't think so. Did I give it New Game Plus? I don't think I did. To be honest with you, I don't remember all too much that week. Just that it's crazy and very bloody. Spam 100s if this list is starting to get scuffed. I'm gonna see how scuffed your list is in a second. Okay, we're wrapping up here. We only have a few games left. What did we say about Samurai Western? Samurai Western had more fun with it than Pikmin? Did you really? But it's definitely a worse game, which is strange. Yeah, that happens sometimes. I mean, that's kind of like Isolated Warrior is for me. Dustin's Lift in all caps is scuffed. I know, it's gonna be. Samurai Western is C, probably. Yeah, it's like here. I can get some button mashing enjoyment out of it more than I can Legend of Mana and the rest of these games. It's whatever. 10 minutes has been timed out for 5 minutes. And that kid's what we call campy. Yeah, but not even. Like, I mean, it is. But the game itself, though, is what I'm talking about being, like, weird. It was just like, what were you doing? You were being overwhelmed by enemies. You were kind of button mashing. It's a little boring, honestly. Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. I need an F tier for didn't play. I can't rank this one, guys, fairly. Look at this stupid cover. Who are these people? Who are these people on the cover? I'll just tell you, I wouldn't have liked it. I watched the first play. I listened to the episode. I checked it out. I'm glad I missed that week. I'll just say that. So, what do I do? Leave it? Do I not rank this? Or do you guys think I should rank it based on what I think I would have? Nah, I'll just not rank it. It's a spreadsheet sim. Yeah. It looked complex as ever, as do all old school Civ games. I know Kenny probably freaked. Well, he did. He loved it. Dustin played a lot more of it than I thought he would, but I think he landed correctly. Wait, did Dustin get this New Game Plus? I think he did. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to rank it, okay? Silent Hill 1 is fantastic. Learning that week that the creators of Silent Hill used Twin Peaks as inspo for that game just kind of set it even further over the bar for me in terms of just soul of that game. It's very atmospheric. It's very immersive and vibey in the best way. If you love horror movies, horror games, it's that, but it's more just like disturbing in the sense of the setting of that game. I love the setting. It's almost its own character, and it's not like a jump scary kind of game even. It's just wrong. There's something wrong about it, and that's what's so good about it. It's just perfect execution. It's an A-tier game, and it's up there for me. I'm gonna put it like above Half-Life, behind Left 4 Dead. That feels right. Silent Hill 1 is A tier. O tier. Excuse me, where is the O tier for Pokemon Ranger? I don't know what that means. Miss Muso, but welcome to the stream. Sorry. It's one of those spin-off games that just didn't land for me. It's mid-C. It's higher than Adventure and Future Cop and Mean Bean Machine, so it's got that going. Sky Blazer, SNES game, where you get those powers from the different like Phoenix and stuff. Another unexpected, under the radar kind of game that I'd never heard of, but totally was impressed by. I know she did call me out. I do feel bad, but I'm not going to change where it is on the list. Where did we all land on Sky Blazer? Tell me the NGP rankings for it. Oh, the circle tier, not the O tier. Yeah, the circle tier. I would put Pokemon Ranger in circle tier. You need a stronger wrist for the circles? Yeah, it's something like that. Okay. Where did we put where did we rank Sky Blazer? I'm pretty sure it was unanimous. Really nice game, lots of problems with it, but solid experience, and glad I discovered it because of you guys. Cool, Harold. Yeah, same. That's the case for me doing the show with a lot of these games. And I remember Sky Blazer being like, whoa, how have I not heard of this? Like, I think maybe Dustin mentioned it. It was totally a rental kind of game. Like, it had that feel to it where you could just get some bite-sized playtime in and then, you know, kind of form an opinion on it. But, like, I remember liking it. Low B or high C? Yeah, I think it's B. It's B for sure. But I need to know where in B. Let's just go down the list. Foxinano I liked better. Doshin I liked better. Deus Ex I didn't like better. I think I like Sky Blazer more. Yeah. Are we still fitting on the screen? We are. It looks great. Wow, I did a good job. Right under Deus? I think above for me. Feels right. Cool. Oh, but here's the thing. What game is next? I can't see. And I have to scroll. Dang it. Soul Calibur 2. Great game. Great game. I'm not even going to front. Soul Calibur 2 is like high A. It's like here. There. It's like there. I think. Riff says F or S. Below Portal. It's not an S tier, but I'm not going to argue with someone who puts it there. It's a fantastic fighter. Fantastic. Great roster. Really, really solid mechanics and controls. I love the way that game controls. I can revisit it and still just pick it up and start mashing. But then there's depth to it too if you want to get good at that game, just like any other fighting game like Tekken, but different than Tekken. There's a flow to it. There's a dance, and I really think the guard system is awesome in that game. S tier fighter, but A tier game. Nicely put, Steven. I think that's where I land. Yeah, get good tier. All right, Spyro Orange is a C tier game. I think it's high C. GBA. Maybe better than. I think I'll put it there in front of Jetmoto because it's GBA. Like, yeah, it was a disappointment because it wasn't like the redemption arc that Dustin wanted for Spyro, but I can't. It's not that bad. Barely C. It's the worst Spyro game. D is trash. I was just waiting on Dustin. Yeah, it sucks. Double Dragon's worse. Rent a Hero's better, sure. It doesn't matter. The game sucks. Spyro is one of the worst. Spyro Orange is one of the worst games we had on the cast. Yeah, it sucked. It's you almost unsub to your own podcast. Yeah. I hate that game, and we all hate that game. We love to hate it. I don't love to hate it. I hate it. It's not even a Spyro game. It's barely a Spyro game. Yeah, he's in it. His character model is in the game, but he drives a freaking tank or something. It's I'm not even gonna talk more about it. It's so bad. Better than Captain Planet? Sure, it is. It's playable. Captain Planet wasn't. Almost asked for my director money back. Super Paper Mario on the Wii. Director episode with... who? I don't remember. Cut me some slack. We have a lot of directors, especially this year. We had a lot of directors. Super Paper Mario, I beat that game that week, and loved every second of it. Yeah, it was the H. Bowser. Thank you, Smashing Bricks. It was the H. Bowser. It's an amazing game. It is. It is. Better than FF15? I mean, 9? Dude, his list is going to be so much worse than mine. I'm not even worried about it. Yeah, I think Super Paper Mario was one that I skipped. It was on the Wii, and I didn't play it when it came out because I was like, there's no way it's better than Thousand Year Door. And I don't think it is. Let me be clear. Still, though, the fact that I had as much fun with that game as I did, the story's actually fun. It's actually solid. There's some substance there when there should not be. It's good. It's great, actually. I know, Riff, we need to play Thousand Year Door. I've played it. Personally, I own it. The guys will... I mean, they better love it. It's the best. It's the best. But, S tier, get wrecked. Everybody in chat, get wrecked. Turtles 3 Radical Rescue, one of the most expensive Game Boy games. Fun fact. Is a fantastic Game Boy game. It's going in A tier. The question is where? It's a Metroidvania on the Game Boy with the Turtles. It's hard. I'll say that the boss fights at the end are unfair. What did we rank this, by the way? Where did we all land? I think it was unanimous, but I'm curious. I forgot. Great, solid Game Boy game that I didn't know existed, but now I do. And I get why it's expensive now. I mean, all games are a little overpriced at this point, retro games, but I would want to own it if I was a collector and I actually played it. It was a surprisingly good game. Felt a bit stretched, but an awesome gem. I agree. I'm not looking for it to be this, like, you know, revolutionary experience that's like hours and hours on the Game Boy. No, it's straightforward. It is a Metroidvania. It is. And it's the beloved characters. And I wish they played different. I think that was one of my gripes, where they just kind of didn't really play all that different in terms of They had the you had to get them to like navigate like in a Metroidvania to get new abilities, but like attacking and stuff, I felt like they could have done more with their moveset. But besides that, great game. Yeah, I think it's fine low A, like very low A. Land Before Time, trash. Worse than Spiral Orange, yeah. It's baby game, but not even like one I would give to my child because I want them to play good games. Papa says S. Okay, it's S tier. Wall Street Kid, I don't remember at all. I probably remember the least about Wall Street Kid. It's a sim of a guy on Wall Street that has to like take his girl out and like buy her things, and it's like Finance Bro Sim on the NES. Stonks, yeah, that's all I remember. How would you rank doing your taxes? The lowest on the list, so maybe that's where it goes. Just got here, but how is Perfect Dark not A tier? You know what? Just for that, it's going way down here. Just kidding. Where did I have it? Oh no, where did I have it? Like there. Wall Street Kid. Let's call low C. I don't remember it. I don't think it's trash. It was funny. It was fun to laugh at it, I guess. Dustin, where did you play? Well, I'm about to find out. But where did you place Wall Street Kid? I think it's going there. Zombie Revenge was a recent one. That sucked. It was a arcade style shoot, like beat 'em up but shooter thing that had promise, I guess, but just sucked. It sucked. It was just the timing of the different scenarios felt not tuned to console, which is where we played it, on the console on Dreamcast. And it just felt flat for me. I don't like that game at all. You don't remember this one? Yeah. When I don't remember them, then I know it was not good. Trash? No. But like down here, I'm not gonna play that game again, you know? The timer was horrific, just felt bad. And I'm not ranking Alpha Centauri because I didn't play the game. Double check your placements, then compare contrast. Okay. In S tier, we have Castlevania Portal and Super Paper Mario. I like this order. I'm not changing this order. In A tier, Final Fantasy IX, BioShock, Soul Calibur 2, Left 4 Dead, Silent Hill, Half-Life, Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, Do I want to leave Mass Effect where it is? I've been staring at it, and I think I do. I think this is where I would keep it. I honestly think I've been ranking them accurately as I go. Gotta raise BioShock up a tier? Absolutely not. Nah. It's not. Nah. It's high A. That's where it goes. I don't know if ME is below Half-Life. See, that might be what it is. Maybe Half-Life's a bit high. You're right. Maybe Half-Life is more like here. Or even? It's actually there. It's actually there. For me. Half-Life, Kingdom Hearts, Retro Game Challenge, Bomberman 64, Mother 3, and Turtles. Radical Rescue. Yeah. I think A tier is correct. Lots of A should be in S. Y'all be putting games in S tier that don't need to be in S tier. S tier means flawless for you. That should not be a ton of games. There are a lot of great games. A lot of great games. Super Paper Mario barely made S for me, but it's in S because I don't have a problem with that game, period. But I should have 2 games in S, or like 3 is a lot. Okay, A is good. Pikmin is in B tier. Top of B. Pikmin, Perfect Dark, Isolated Warrior, Sleeper. But I think it's more like let me organize B. B is the most disorganized, I think, out of all of them. Kirby is above that, is above Isolated Warrior. Doshin, Skyblazer is above Isolated Warrior. Fax is above Isolated Warrior, yeah. Doshin, fine, mid B. Bassins is there, and there. Yeah. I think that's a better order. Okay, Dustin. He only has one major grievance. And I think for you, it's my Paper Mario in S / 9 not going in S. I think that's my guess. Where is Soul Calibur? Should be it's top of A. Should be S. It was a 2023 game, I thought. Yeah, we played it in 2023. It's right here. An A tier. Bassin. No, Bassin's good where he is. I've always thought my game opinions align most with yours, and honestly have nothing to argue with you on the list. It's solid. Hey, Papa Boo Boo, let's go. Nice, good opinions. I agree mostly, but same one, just a few big ones. Okay. B is good. C, Jet Moto, Samurai Western, Legend of Mana sucks. Mass the Dark Age, Earthworm Jim sucks. Yeah, Earthworm Jim sucks. I'm just gonna drag him for now. Here's the thing. I like Mace better than that game. I like... Yeah. Pokemon Ranger, Adventure. Sorry about that one. Earthworm Jim. Not sorry. IS. Yeah, Future Cop sucks. Revenge sucks. Okay, C is fine with me. I honestly don't care about the order past Adventure. I don't. D, also, I don't super care about the order here, but I do think I have it in the correct order. I enjoyed American Gladiators the most out of all of those. I could even see someone putting it low C, and I wouldn't get mad, but for me, kind of trash. American Gladiators, Harry Potter was a game. Playable, based on a great IP. Fine to see it on the Game Boy Color, whatever. Gem Smasher sucked. Terrible puzzle game. Rent a Hero is just not okay. Spiral Orange, terrible. Double Dragon 5, terrible. Land Before Time, not a game. Okay. This is my list, everybody. How do you say... Okay, save or download, right there. I'm going to go here so that I can save it safely. Download image. I'm going to share this, guys, in the proper channel in our Discord server. If you aren't in our Discord, it is discord.gg/newgameplus. That's not a link. You can copy and paste it, whatever. There is a thread there, and you should rank. Here's the tier list. Look, here's the tier list as well. Go make your own. Share it in Discord. I'm going to post mine now. So that, and I want to see yours. We want to see what you guys would rank all of the games from last year. Boom. Hip hip hooray. Okay. And then I'm going to pull up Dustine's, which is right here. And let me, save it and open it real big so we can really analyze this this list. Although I don't think it's going to be wrong. I don't think he's going to have a lot of stuff on here that is just not okay. Oh, where is it? What? Save image. I saved it in the wrong place. Okay. Got it here. And let's go back to this. Okay. Okay. Dustin's S tier is Final Fantasy IX, Mass Effect, and Portal. So we both have Portal in ours. 9 at 1, I'm not surprised. Mass Effect, I'm actually a little surprised that you put in S tier, Dustin. Am I? Maybe not. If anything, I would have thought it would be like the last place in S and Portal would be above that. But like, it's an amazing game. Nice. I feel like I align most with Nolan, and this bears that out pretty well. Can't wait for the comparison to Dustin. Well, here we are. Okay. Super thinks Mass Effect should be an S. Okay, fine. Top of A, we have Pikmin. My Pikmin was top of B. I guess you did really enjoy that game, huh? I don't remember sometimes. I forget it. And yeah, so far I agree. So far we're not that different. I had more in A tier, I think. Let's see if that's the case. I had more games in A tier, and I felt that when I was making it. I was like, wait, why is this looking like this? Dude, what? I'm sorry. I know how to do computers. Okay. I 100% of Pikmin that week. Loved it. I don't remember that. B tier is so unreasonable, or is so reasonable for the game. Good, but not great. Yeah, that's kind of where I am with it. Like, it's amazing. It's great. I love what it meant for the console, but I didn't have it in name. Castlevania high A, I'll give you. I want it in S tier, Dustin. I do. Second place in A tier is as low as it should be. That's good. Above BioShock, yes. Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, I'm actually surprised to see mid A for you. And I love that. You like that game, don't you? I did good putting you onto that one when I originally recommended it. Kingdom Hearts, also kind of higher than I thought you would put it. I like Super Paper Mario in A, and I like Soul Calibur 2 in A. Okay. Great, yeah, great first FE for people. You love that tower grind. It's great. Okay. I honestly, so far, I'm with you. I'm fine with this. B tier. Mother 3 top of B. Where did I have that? Low A. You've got it. Oh my gosh. You have Legend of Mana like high B. Oh, I don't like that game. It didn't sit right with me. It's doing too much. It's way too much. I know it's a JRPG for you, but like it's a weird JRPG, and it's doing too much, and the things it's doing all suffer a little bit because it's got so much in there. It's a good game, man. Again, I think for some people, yeah, it's good for. I don't know, man. I guess it's good for JRPG fans. I didn't think Dustin put it that high. Art style is beautiful. No denying the art style, the pop-up book like art style, the pre-rendered backgrounds, the characters. Love all that. Presentation is spot on. Core gameplay is a mess. A mess. Where did I put it? I put it in C. Towards kind of like mid to high C. That's a shocker first. That's the first shocker for me, Dustin. Left 4 Dead in B. I would have loved to see that higher. I know a lot of mine is probably nostalgia bringing it up some to an extent. I still think the game absolutely belongs where I put it in A. But we had fun playing that, so it's good. Dragon Quest 2 is kind of high for you, but again, JRPG, I have to remember this. Faxinadu, I want to say we put literally same spot. 5th, 6th. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have it at 6th. I have it at 5th. That's funny and accurate. That's where it goes. It was such a like sleeper surprise. Skyblazer 2. We have those next to each other. I love that. Perfect Dark. I think, yeah, mine's also in B, kind of around the same. Well, I mean, mine's higher. Silent Hill. I don't like how low that is. I don't like how low that is. Same with Half-Life. Half-Life's higher. High B at minimum. Welcome back, David. Faxinado was a Zelda 2 style NES game. Dustin's right about Half-Life? Why? Half-Life 1's great. Yeah, it's an NES action platformer that you haven't heard of that is actually, like, really good. Jet Moto, I would have expected higher for you, Dustin, but I think on that replay, when we did the episode, you were able to see the fault, some of the flaws that were so blaring for us, so I have it, like, pretty low. Well, no. Yeah, I had it in C tier. Brother, Half-Life good for 1998, not good for 2024. I disagree. See, I disagree with that. I think Half-Life 1 is, like, right up there with 2. Some people say Half-Life 2 is, like, the best game ever. I don't think that. But, like, it's Half-Life 2 and 1 and 2 are both, like, so playable and so good. Isolated Warrior, B tier. I think I put it mid B. We liked that game. It was good. Adventure is in B tier for you. Is that the one place you have an issue, Dustin, with how low I put Adventure? Mid C. You have it in mid B. I thought you'd put it higher. Retro Game Challenge, fair. Pokemon Ranger, fair. Future Cop, gross. No, way too high. Turtles 3 Radical Rescue could be higher. Musashi's accurate. Doshin's fine. Bomberman 64 too low, but you are wrong about that game, and you were the prosecution for that episode. Yeah, honestly, our lists aren't super different. I want to see. I wish Kenny would exist and do this, so that we could actually compare and contrast, because his list would be trash. His list would be so off, and we would actually have some content here. I'm just agreeing with Dustin. Basson's fine. Sid Meier's in B. Did you actually like that? Can you shed light on that? Because I listened to the episode. You played it a lot more than I thought. Do you like that game? Kenny's too old to make a list? Yeah, he doesn't agree with tier lists, I don't think. I feel like he would have... Oh my gosh. I just realized... Forcing Kenny to rank things in a tier list is impossible. He will never do that. I think it actually gives him anxiety. Do you literally understand that Kenny would put Alpha Centauri in S? Yeah. And we would destroy him for that. It's ridiculous. I don't like Alpha, but I understand why people would like it. Okay. You don't like it, but it's in the low good tier. Okay. Samurai Western made it to B tier for you, and Kirby Superstar below all of those. Wrong. Wrong. I'm not so passionate about Superstar being like high up, but bottom of B. Bro, Adventure is not better than all those games, but it ain't better than Kirby Superstar. And his stream would be 4 hours, yeah. And he still wouldn't finish. But I still want him to do it because it would be funny. Top of C, we have that Tube Shooter IS. Okay, I think I put that low C. Yeah. I don't like that game. Earthworm Jim, too high. Deus Ex, too low. Mace, pretty accurate. Mean Bean Machine, too high. Zombie Revenge, too high. Bangai, too low, my friend. And then I think I put Double Dragon 5 in trash tier. I think our trash tier is going to be identical, except we switched one. Okay, we switched Wall Street Kid and Double Dragon. I don't remember Wall Street Kid. It might be trash. Double Dragon's trash. And then, yeah, look at our D tier. It's identical, not in the same order, but, I mean, it's It's almost objective, just some of these games that you guys have us play. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing adding some of these games to the list? Kenny can't ever decide on anything. He would rank every game B tier. I know. It would be awesome. It would be a disaster, but it would be awesome. Okay, guys, that was Dustin's ranking of our 2023 games. And I gotta say, we align. I mean, look at this. We're pretty aligned in terms of like games and their tier placement. Almost, with some major exceptions, I think we're pretty aligned. And then ranking obviously was different, and I think that comes down to enjoyment, personal enjoyment, and like what we truly think of the game from when we played it. In terms of like ranking the in the tiers, but we got the tiers right, I think. Like Dustin's S tier is totally fine and makes sense for him, and I'm not gonna complain. I think mine makes sense for me. This is my list. Like I said, we've linked it up. If you just scroll up or just join Discord and you'll find the links. But make your own tier list. If you especially if you played along with us this year, we want to know what you did or what you think about these games and where we got it wrong. There was a lack of. Okay, here's a take. Papa Boo Boo said there was a lack of bad games this year, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but they do make for good episodes. You know what? You're right. And it was due in part to that the good Patreon poll year that we had. Last year's was like goober. Like, it was the 50 cent bulletproof year. This year, I think there was one, maybe two games where we were questioning and maybe one was just not good. All of the other ones, the Patreon poll games were so good. And that's a good chunk of the year, honestly. How many weeks is that? 5, 6 weeks? And then the in-between games, between those, the Patreon weeks were good games. Like, they just got pulled good games. So, like, we had a good, like, latter half of the year. And, I mean, honestly, look at this. They're really, if there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trash games out of 52, I mean, I'll take that. Last year's was different. But we played some good games. Yeah, I was joking. Both your lists are pretty good. At worst, we were all entertained and hung out. Lots of director episodes as well. True. We did have a lot of director episodes, and typically directors will bring some bangers to the show. I mean, it's going to be like childhood favorites and popular games that they want to see. So this is my list. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I'll try to talk Kenny into doing one. He did not do one last year. If you're interested, you can go see the 2022 recap or tier list that Dustin and I made. Dustin was present for mine. That was it's a fun one to watch. He was actually physically with me as I made the tier list. He was sick though and couldn't speak. But make your own list. Keep listening in 2024. Love you guys. There's the link. Vote on which game should be made into our next t-shirt. You get to vote. Click on that link. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. We'll record it tomorrow. So play some Pokemon tonight. And you guys have a good night. Dustin, you're going to be mad at me. I don't have an ending screen, so we're going to go to the starting soon screen. Okay? But just read that as stream ending. Bye. Love you.